Yo guys, how's it going? We're back for another episode of FIFA 19 Career Mode with Bolton Wanderers. Starting off today's episode with a game in the Championship against Middlesbrough. As you see, we've scored 70 goals so far this season, which is unbelievable. And they have only conceded 31, so it should be a tight matchup between the two of us. We have been very good scoring, they've been very good defensively. So if they can cancel out the one thing we've been doing well at, they'll absolutely thrash us in this game. But it's whether their defence is strong enough to keep out our side. As like I say, we've scored double the amount of goals that they have, over double the amount of goals that they've actually conceded. Which hopefully we can improvise on in this one and get ourselves the win. They've got some very good players in there, some very pacey players. Britta Sombalonga is a player I'm very fond of, and Martin Brathwaite, I believe it is as well. On that left-hand side is a very good player as well, someone that we need to watch out for. But we do come forward in the 4th minute, trying to get ourselves straight on the front foot, back into the lead, shall I say, not back into the lead. But Van Buren gives the ball to Josh Vella, who finds Murphy, who finds Sammy Amiobi open on that right-hand side, clips the ball in, takes the shot from Vella. But unluckily for us, the keeper, Lee Grant, makes the save, Randolph, shall I say even, he makes the save. Gets his head to it. It was a decent header, but it was always going to be covered there by Randolph. And he tips it over the bar to make it, to keep the scores at nil apiece, I guess. But we do come forward on another attack, trying to get ourselves back into that attacking piece of play, as Olowoski gets the ball into Josh Vella, who gives it back to Olowoski. He finds Sammy Amiobi, a little bit of outside of the box passing, as you see here, just trying to find a gap opening up, as Sammy Amiobi runs down that wing, opens up a little bit of space. He gets the ball into the box to Vella. It comes back outside to Murphy, who finds Alison, who gives it to Van Buren, takes the shot. But unluckily, the defender gets his leg in the way and keeps it out and makes sure that the scores remain at 0-0. But we were looking like the more dominant side at this point, really putting the pressure on Middlesbrough. As you see in the 39th minute, we do come forward on another attack, really not giving Middlesbrough any time to think or breathe. As you see how much percentage we had in possession. As we break down this right-hand side, Olowoski giving it into Vella, who finds Van Buren with a little side-footed finish. No-look finish into that bottom corner. A beautiful finish there from the lad. It was an easy finish, to be fair, but it was a very nice finish at the same time. Little no-look finish into the bottom corner. Completely off-put Randolph, as you see there. Just that little flick to turn it towards goal. Beautiful finish. No-look finish. It was such a nice goal, to be fair. It was an easy finish, but it was a nice goal. And it does mean that we do go 1-0 up at this point. And like I say, we did look more like the more dominant side at this point. And we just proved it by going 1-0 up in the 42nd minute. But we do come forward on one last attack just before the half-time whistle, as Van Buren gets on the ball, gives it to Josh Vella, who finds Murphy, who finds Sammy Amiobi, takes the shot, and he finds the back of the net as well to make it 2-0. Just before half-time, we double our lead. 2 goals in 5 minutes is just unbelievable. And honestly, Randolph, with that kind of goalkeeping, was absolutely tragic. He should have done so much better there. As you see there, right at his near post, he should have been saving that. He didn't do so, and we capitalised to make it 2-0. Finding that near post, like I say, Amiobi doing some bits this season, to be fair. I didn't think he were playing that well, but he has been getting the goals to prove it, to be fair to him. He hasn't started a lot of games recently. This was one of them that he did, and he got his 7th goal of the season. But that is how the game ends. Literally nothing happened in the second half. The second half was absolutely dead, and we do win it 2-0, which is it was a good result for us. We need to pick up as many points as we can at this point in the season. Getting towards the end of the season now, just as many wins and as many points as we can get on the board, we will take. And we was hoping we will be able to do that. Hopefully we can keep putting the pressure on the team at the front. Like I say, we've closed the gap so much on Swansea. As you will see before the end of the episode, I do show a league table just at the end of the episode. Doesn't matter, we'll see one now anyway. But as you see there, we've closed the gap so much. Swansea have slipped up absolutely horribly. And we are now 2 points the difference between us and first place, and us and third are very close as well. It's going to be a tight end of the season. It's going to be so close to whether we're going to get automatic, whether we're going to win the league, get automatic promotion, or have to get through the playoffs. It's going to be so tight in these last five or four games left of the season now. So like I say, it is going to be very tight, and these games are the games where we need to pick up points now, because we really need to. But in the 4th minute, we do get a corner as we whip the ball in. Sorry about that. As we whip the corner in, and Van Buren taking the shot there, just going over the bar. It was a very good attempt there from Van Buren with a little over-the-top volley, taking the shot, but unluckily for us, it does go over the bar and go behind for a goal kick, and nothing ends up coming of it. But we do come forward on the attack again, putting Derby under pressure now, really getting in to this game with Van Buren laying it off. He gives it to Ireland. Stephen Ireland takes the shot, but unluckily this time it goes just wide of the left-hand post. Unluckily for us, like I say, we were definitely putting the pressure on in these past 2 games, and we were doing it again in this one. Really putting the pressure on Derby, but they do come back on an attack of their own. As Jefferson, is that? I don't have a clue how you pronounce that name, but he plays it into Bryson, who finds Wilson, gives it back outside to that man there, who gets a little bit of a dribble in, takes a shot, but Woodman keeps his hand at his near post to keep the ball out. In the 33rd minute, like I say, fucking Jesus, really putting the pressure on this side here, as they really started putting the pressure back on us as well. To be fair, they were doing their job and we were doing ours as well. As a couple of minutes later, they come forward on another attack, muscling our defence. Marriott gets on it. We do try and get the ball clear here. It doesn't go well as Mount takes the shot, and luckily for us, Woodman again being our saviour and keeping the ball out. In the 37th minute, Mount, I believe, is a very big prospect in Chelsea. So he was a player we definitely kept an eye on during this game, and he was playing well. And as you see there, he gets his shot off quite well there as well. But we do come forward on an attack just before half-time. Just after half-time, shall I say. No, just before half-time. I'm being an idiot. But Van Buren gives it to Sammy Ameobe, who finds Ireland. He finds Wildshot in an open position, who finds the back of the net to make it 1-0 just before half-time. And we were looking like a very dominant side at this point. As like I say, we were looking very dominant, really getting ourselves into some good positions as we open up their defence very easily there. And Wildshot brilliantly passes the ball into the back of the net, who is another player that's really started to come into a bit of form during the end of this season, really started to put some goals away. And we've been thoroughly enjoying playing with him at the moment, as he does bag himself his 6th goal of the season now, which is brilliant for us to see. And hopefully he can carry on this kind of form in the remaining few games. But just after half-time, straight from kick-off, Ireland gets on the ball, who finds Williams. He passes the ball out to Walawaska. He runs down that right-hand side, passes the ball into Williams, who finds Van Buren. He gives the ball to Sammy Ameobe, who had a lot of space, gives it into Ireland, who finds the back of the net to make it 2-0. And it was a very decent piece of play there from the boys. Passing it round nicely, opened up a gap to get the crossing from Ameobe. And Ireland, the keeper, definitely should have done better there. It wasn't the best of headers, I'm not going to lie. It was straight at the keeper pretty much. But for some reason, the keeper jumped, didn't actually work out at all. That was absolutely dreadful goalkeeping. But I wasn't complaining, as it does find the back of the net to make it 2-0. And we were really looking absolutely in control at this point, really putting the pressure on them. As you see here, we do get another attack straight after that. It's a little bit of jinking, jiving kind of play there. Whipping the ball in as it finds Sammy Amiobi's head, who lays it straight into the path of Van Buren, who heads it beyond the keeper to get that little bit more power behind it. As you see here, straight from the throw-in. Tried something. I don't know why I tried it, to be honest with you. I ain't going to lie. I threw it in, thought, you know what, go for the cross. Why not? It landed on Amiobi's head, who then I seen Van Buren just making that little bit of run into a bit of open space. Laid it onto him. It ended up landing on his head as well. I was expecting it to land at his feet, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't do so, and it does mean that we do go 3-0 up now, as Derby try and get themselves in a little bit of a consolation goal as they try and whip the ball into the box. As they don't get enough space to do so, they just knock it round a little bit as Tom Lawrence finds I don't know who it was then, to be honest, but an absolutely rocket shot there from Johnson. It was an absolutely threatening shot. I thought it was landing in the back of the net, to be honest, when he took the shot, but it does deflect just off the outside of the post. It would have been a very nice finish if it did end up in the back of the net. I'll give it that. It didn't do so, and we do remain at 3-0. But they do try and get that consolation goal. They're really pushing us at this point as Tom Lawrence finds Marriott, who takes a shot. But again, Woodman is the man to save us and keep the score at 3-0 and keep his clean sheet at the moment. A very decent save there at full stretch, getting his hands to it and keeping the ball out. It was a decent save there from Woodman, and I was very happy he was playing well. But we do come forward on an attack in the 81st minute as Oztumar lays the ball into McKenna, who is playing very well at the minute. He whips the ball across to Tyrese Campbell, who volleys the ball past the keeper. And again, I will say it, my hero, Tyrese Campbell, finds the back of the net to make it 4-0 now. He is such a good player. I absolutely love him. He's brilliant. But it was a brilliant piece of play there. I seen him just getting in front of the defender. So I thought, you know what, play it quickly instead of waiting that little bit. I did so, and it was a good job that I did because it was a good piece of play there, to be fair. And a very nice finish from Tyrese Campbell to make it 4-0, just coming off the bench. And the all three men were technically involved in the attack, but 2 out of the 3 men, one of them getting the assist and the other one getting the goal. But as you see there, Tyrese Campbell very happy that we do win this one 4-0. And we really are putting the pressure on Swansea to keep themselves going as we get the win and get the 3 points out of this one. We were really looking like a very, very good side in these 2 games in today's episode. We were really dominating in both. We were scoring goals and we were defending absolutely brilliantly. As you see there, the fans are happy as well. 4 out of 4 goals were all scored by different players as well. So it just shows how well our team is working, is how many different goal scorers we get in a game. But straight after that, we do go into a training session, try and get some of them stats up before we take a final look at the league table. As you see, we are still 2 points behind Swansea. But that is all for today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.